Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
Can you back up, Boss? Appreciate it.
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today?
Mayor Karen Bass says she's investigating the decision she made to head to Ghana days before the LA fires. She also wants doctors to open her brain to find out why she's so stupid.
Greg Gutfeld just dropped a truth bomb so powerful, even Karen Bass's Wi-Fi tried to disconnect itself. One moment, she's delivering a polished political speech, and the next, she's starring in a full-blown comedy roast she never agreed to. What started as an official statement quickly turned into an official disaster. If you thought politicians could dodge accountability, wait till you see this slow-motion crash in real time. Buckle up, because Greg didn't just throw shade, he lit up the whole city council chamber.
Burned to a cinder, Mayor Karen Bass put the gone in Ghana for the president's inauguration. A Sky News reporter confronted her about it when she finally got back, and Karen had a ton to say.
Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position?
If you're enjoying this, hit that subscribe button. It helps more than you think. Some politicians hide mistakes behind long speeches, but Karen Bass, she hides hers behind even longer press conferences. Every time she steps up to the podium, Los Angeles collectively braces itself like someone just yelled, "Incoming." Because let's be honest, every time Bass promises to fix the city, another scandal, tent, or carjacking pops up out of nowhere, like she accidentally unlocked a bonus level in a disaster simulation game.
Once again, Karen Bass talks out of her ass. Because when destruction occurs, it's everyone's fault but hers. LA Mayor Karen Bass is demanding an investigation into her trip to Ghana. The H is silent. As the LA fires erupted, a trip she made the decision to embark on. Roll it, Lance.
Although there were warnings that I frankly wasn't aware of, I think our preparation wasn't what it typically is.
Greg Gutfeld saw all of it, and he didn't just watch. He brought popcorn. With his trademark smirk, he turned Bass's press tour into a highlight reel of irony. Because honestly, what's more entertaining than a mayor who turns every city update into a plot twist? One day she's tackling homelessness. The next, the crisis has its own spin-off series called Homelessness, the sequel.
She wants to know how she ended up thousands of miles away in Africa. It seems to me like it's pretty simple. She hopped on a plane and flew there. What, did someone blindfold her, throw her in the back of a trunk, and bing, bang, boom, she ended up in Ghana? Nope, she booked a trip, and as mayor, she lives in LA where fires are a part of life. Blaming her absence on someone else is kind of like blaming your hangover on the bartender. It's all on you, Mayor Bass, which means you'll probably be governor in no time.
Karen Bass seems to think every problem can be solved with another committee. LA's favorite way of saying, let's talk about it for 5 years while the problem gets its own zip code. Gutfeld roasted that perfectly. He pointed out how the city's solution to everything is hiring more consultants. Because nothing screams progress, like paying someone 6 figures to write a report that says, we should do something.
For credit, this is an audacious play. You know, it's like OJ saying, like, we need to find the killer.
Yeah. It's like, good luck, Nancy Drew, with this mystery. How did you end up on another continent on a trip that you chose to go on? She's like, we don't know the details, but we're looking into it.
Yeah.
She also promised as a candidate not to leave the country ever as mayor. She loved to go to Africa, she said, but not anymore once I'm mayor. She listed like 5 cities she would ever go to, and that's it. And then here she is for the 4th or 5th time overseas, and this happens. And she's, I guess, so out of any other excuse or idea that she said, we're investigating ourselves.
Meanwhile, LA residents are living through chaos. Traffic, crime, inflation, and a mayor who acts like optimism is a policy. Bass keeps promising to make LA a city of the future, but nobody expected that future to look like a post-apocalyptic Mad Max reboot. Greg doesn't need fancy visuals or deep analysis. He just points at the obvious. It's like watching someone proudly claim they've solved world hunger by renaming it food insecurity. That's Bass logic in a nutshell. She vowed to unite the city, and technically she did. Everyone, from liberals to landlords to pigeons, is now united in frustration.
Karen Bass, best known for going to Ghana, while L.A. Byrne just got smoletted. The L.A. mayor claims ICE kidnapped a migrant mom and held her in a warehouse, hoping she'd self-deport, and adding, quote, "This doesn't make anyone safer." There's just one problem for Karen. The story's a hoax. The so-called victim, a Mexican national, is now facing federal charges for faking her own kidnapping and blaming ICE. The DOJ says Yuriana Calderon staged the whole thing.
Gutfeld went for the jugular, calling out how the city spends millions on temporary housing projects that take so long to finish. Half the homeless population moves on before they're built. Bass keeps cutting ribbons for buildings that exist only on PowerPoint slides. But her greatest talent? Making bad news sound inspiring. She'll brag about reducing homelessness by 1%, while someone's catalytic converter gets stolen mid-sentence. Gutfeld thrives on irony, and Bass delivers it daily. Every time she says the city is safer, the LAPD's crime report walks in like, "You sure about that?"
I mean, if you wanted endangered fish, I'd say it's the Karen Bass. Her career is up in flames. She called for unity amid this crisis. There is unity. Everybody there thinks you're a full-blown idiot who should resign. I do think you're going to see rage in the next couple of years, because you can't fight fire with platitudes, pronouns, and politics. You need practical solutions.
Here's what really drives Greg nuts. Karen Bass stays calm through chaos like a yoga instructor teaching denial. The city's falling apart, but she smiles, nods, and talks like an AI trained on toxic positivity. When she says things are moving in the right direction, no one knows what direction that is, because the only thing moving fast in LA is the population fleeing to Texas. Greg joked that soon the city will just be her, a few reporters, and a bunch of uncharged scooters from 2022. What was once a futuristic dream now looks like a tech startup apocalypse.
Everything she says that's horrible, she does with a smile. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
It's weird.
It's freaky, and it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, wouldn't we all want to have this excuse where I would be like, babe, I'm investigating how I went to the strip club as well. I don't know how that happened. It is under investigation. The winds were blowing that way, but I didn't know, and do I have a chainsaw?
At this point, Bess doesn't need a communications director. She needs a fire alarm. Gutfeld roasted how every new emergency comes with another press conference about more emergencies. But the real comedy gold is her confidence. She walks into every meeting like she's about to announce a cure for chaos, only to reveal a new study about the chaos. She doesn't fix problems. She commissions essays about them. Gutfeld compared it to repainting a burning house and calling it renovation. Every time he exposes her contradictions, her supporters double down, like he's the problem.
Solutions. And the people that offer practical solutions were ignored. Water management, forest management, power line safety, brush clearing, vegetation clearing. You don't fight it with a climate agenda, a DEI agenda, or even a political agenda. And you hear Democrats and the media criticizing Trump and others for speaking out as the tragedy unfolds, as if they don't do it during every mass shooting. But here's the difference. You can't speak out if you were warning people years before.
Bass loves talking about bold action, but her version sounds like a Marvel movie trailer, except instead of heroes, we get another committee with matching tote bags. LA doesn't need another task force. It needs an actual task. Greg had a field day, mocking how every Bass speech sounds like a riddle wrapped in a mission statement. She talks for 10 minutes, and no one knows whether she's cutting funding, increasing it, or just funding the confusion. When her numbers don't add up, she just throws more stats, like a Vegas dealer with a deck of excuses.
But you're right. Like the mayor, Karen Bass, she was in Africa at a party. Why was who's ever been like, oh, this party sucks, we need Karen Bass? Like, I mean, the last thing you wanted at a party is more Karens. You know?
Greg then exposed the illusion behind her image of progress. In LA, image isn't everything, it's the only thing. Bass takes credit for miracles that seem to happen right before cameras roll. Homeless camps vanish before her press tour, then respawn right after, like it's Grand Theft Auto Downtown Edition. Gutfeld didn't even need to exaggerate. It's performance art at this point. He joked that Bass runs LA like a Hollywood movie set. Perfect lighting, smiling extras, and nothing real behind the backdrop. As long as it looks like progress, she's satisfied.
Karen Bass claimed that ICE kidnapped an L.A. mother on her way to work, but prosecutors say it was a hoax. Karen swears by the story, saying she heard about it from her boyfriend in Chicago.
Her version of community trust is pure irony. She doubles the budget for consultants, while people can't even trust their catalytic converters to stay attached overnight. Greg mocked how every town hall feels like a therapy session for failed policies. People come with real problems, and Bass answers with motivational speeches about civic unity. He compared it to a self-help book running for office. Even her affordable housing. Plans are absurd, affordable only if you have 6 figures and 3 roommates. Yet every new initiative gets a dramatic unveiling, like she's reinventing the act of doing her job.
With you again for an update on a place that you know very, very well.
The Pacific Palisades, still very fluid. People are desperately trying to get into the neighborhood because we're hearing about looters. We're seeing videos of people on bikes. Maybe they're scoping out neighborhoods where some homes still stand, and they're convinced that there will be easy passage. And people are really desperate to get in, check on their homes. It's still very difficult to access information.
Instead of filling potholes, LA's creating new zip codes around them. But the most biting part of Gutfeld's roast, his observation that Bass seems totally detached from reality. Ask her about rising costs, and she'll talk about economic momentum. Mention crime, and she'll respond with restorative justice. Greg said it's like watching someone describe a fire while roasting marshmallows. And yet, people keep watching. Because at this point, Gutfeld's not just mocking her, he's documenting the absurdity of modern politics. When your city looks like this, you either laugh or cry. Greg just chose to make it funny.